Why did you choose your major?
When I was a little boy, my father would always give me $5 when we went to the superstore. He told me that I could never spend more than that, so I would always try to spend up to as much as I could without going over. But every time I would always get up to the counter and it would always ring up 506 or 507, and I was always wondering why I could never get it to under $5. And then I remembered that there was always sales tax on everything I bought, and I always wondered, what did they do with that sales tax? So that's why I wanted to become an accountant.
Okay, great. What are your 3 greatest strengths?
When I worked at a convenience store, I'd always have to stock the coolers with extra drinks in between customers every now and then on late evenings and Sunday mornings. And I would always have to be organized and planned to make sure that I was able to serve the customers with efficient timing, and I was able to get the cooler stocking done before we closed each night. And I always had to exhibit organization, planning, and time management when I was doing those tasks and many of the other tasks that I did when I worked at that convenience store.
Awesome. What do you think your greatest weakness is?
I would say I have trouble with delegation and trusting others to do their own projects and jobs. Because when I worked also at the convenience store, I would have to trust the deli worker to make sure that her sandwiches were ready to prepare for the customer by the time they got to the counter. And many of the times she was able to do it, but other times I would have to just go over to the counter and do it myself, which I've worked to overcome that and being able to trust people better through my other experiences in my life.
Okay, great. Tell me about a time you had a conflict at work.
There was one time I was working at a fish house and I was a dishwasher, and one of my busboys came in a little late than he usually does, and he came in and he slammed the door open and he threw down his apron and he was just all upset and angry, and he did not want to do his share in the work. And I talked to him for a second just to try to encourage him and motivate him to do his own share, but after about an hour we were getting behind and we were not able to do our work efficiently, and our manager was getting upset. So I took him aside and I talked to him, and he wasn't really interested in talking to me at the time. So I let it go and I put it aside so we could get the work done and serve the customers. And at the end of the night, when we were walking out to the parking lot, I took him aside again and I talked to him. I was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he explained to me that his dog had just died, and he was a little upset about that, and he was just not having a very good day. But we were able to help him and get him some help, and we were able to encourage him throughout the day to help him through his time.
Oh, great. How do you define leadership?
I would say a leader is a person who doesn't just delegate power and tell people to do this, this, and this without showing it themselves. A leader is someone who leads by example, who goes out with his people, shows them how to do something, and also does it along with them, not only just sitting by and propping up his feet with a cold drink and just waiting for everybody else to do what he's supposed to do.
Right. Okay, great. That's all the questions I have for today.
Thank you very much.